Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. Now, Ravens fans, you might want to sit down for this one because things are heating up in the AFC North, and it could have huge implications for the team's future. Rumor has it that Baltimore is in serious talks to acquire none other than Chris Lindstrom from the Atlanta Falcons, and the potential trade is shaping up to be a game-changer. The buzz is that the Ravens are offering a first-round pick in the 2026 draft to get Lindstrom, a move that could solidify their offensive line for years to come and give Lamar Jackson the protection he needs to unlock the full potential of this offense. Now, let's break down what this means, how it fits into the Ravens' current plans, and what impact it could have on the entire division. First off, Lindstrom isn't just any offensive lineman. At 28, he's established himself as one of the best guards in the NFL. His PFF grade for 2025 is a remarkable 91.2, which puts him among the top 3 guards in the league. His ability to dominate in both the run game and pass protection is well documented. He's known for his strength, consistency, and technique, which makes him a cornerstone of any offensive line. In fact, Lindstrom is often praised for his elite run blocking, with a run block success rate consistently over 80%, and his pass protection is equally impressive. He's allowed only 3 sacks this season, which is an extraordinary stat for an interior lineman, and boasts an 83% run block success rate. That's elite. And if we look at his career stats, Lindstrom has played in 5 Pro Bowls already, showing that this isn't just a flash in the pan, it's a proven high-caliber player. His low-pressure numbers, just 32 pressures over his career, highlight how effective and versatile he is in protecting the quarterback. This is crucial because Lamar Jackson, despite his incredible athleticism, often needs a sturdy pocket to operate efficiently and extend plays. Lindstrom's EPA, expected points added, per run of plus 0.20 further emphasizes his impact on the game, especially in the run game. Plus, he's been remarkably healthy, avoiding injuries and fatigue issues, which is huge when considering a trade of this magnitude. Now, looking at the Falcons' perspective, their situation is quite telling. Early in 2025, Atlanta is sitting at 0-3, and their offensive line has been allowing a staggering 11 sacks, which is among the worst in the league. This has hampered the team's offensive efficiency and put pressure on their young quarterback, Desmond Ridder, who is still developing. The Falcons are in a rebuild mode, especially on offense, and they've got some cap space, around $11 million to work with. After trading for Kirk Cousins, who's been dealing with fatigue and a completion rate of just 60%, the Falcons are clearly shifting focus. They're prioritizing cap flexibility and trying to build for the future, even if it means parting ways with a premium player like Lindstrom. Atlanta's defense is also giving up 28 points per game, which indicates that their priorities are shifting towards retooling their defense and rebuilding the offensive line for the long term. They're betting that younger players and future draft assets will serve them better in the long run, especially since they're not expecting immediate playoff success this year. Their focus on cap space and draft capital suggests they're looking to develop talent over the next few seasons, and trading Lindstrom could be part of that strategic rebuild. For the Ravens, this potential acquisition could be transformative. Baltimore currently boasts a 2-1 record early in the season, but their offensive line has been under pressure, allowing 10 sacks in 3 games. Protecting Lamar Jackson is critical if the Ravens want to maximize their offensive output. Lindstrom, known as a Titan interior, with a force comparable to a relentless bulldozer, could be the missing piece to solidify the interior line. His presence would significantly upgrade the line, perhaps reducing sacks by around 10 or more and boosting their rushing attack. Baltimore's ground game has been solid, but with Lindstrom anchoring the interior, we could see an increase of about 200 yards rushing over the season, especially with the tandem of Lamar and J.K. Dobbins, who's been looking sharp early on. Dobbins, coming back from an Achilles injury that sidelined him for most of 2022, has looked explosive when healthy, and a stronger offensive line will help him reach his previous peak and perhaps surpass it. The offensive line improvements would also open up more opportunities for Lamar to throw deep, which has been a focus for the team. His yards per attempt are currently 7-8, but with better protection and more time, those numbers could climb, creating more explosive plays and keeping defenses honest. Furthermore, this move isn't just about immediate gains, it's about setting the tone for the future. The Ravens' front office has around $20 million in cap space to work with, which they can allocate to bolster their roster around this new foundation. Adding Lindstrom would create a more balanced attack, one that can control the clock, dominate in the trenches, and keep the defense rested. The Ravens' offense could vault into the top 4 in the league if everything clicks. Imagine a unit that controls the game for an extra 6 minutes per drive, wearing defenses down and setting up the play-action passes that Lamar excels at. That's the kind of team Baltimore fans dream about, especially when you consider how much this would boost their chances for a deep playoff run. Now, regarding the Ravens' defense, which has been historically strong, adding Lindstrom and improving their offensive efficiency could help keep the defense fresh. Baltimore's defense, led by stars like linebacker Roquan Smith and cornerback Marlon Humphrey, has traditionally been among the league's best, especially in red zone defense and turnovers forced. However, in 2025, they've allowed 4 points per game, slightly above their usual standards, partly due to the offense struggling to stay on the field. An improved offensive line, therefore, not only boosts the offense, but also indirectly benefits the defense by giving them more rest and fewer prolonged drives. Speaking of defense, the Ravens also have emerging stars like Odafe Oweh and Kyle Hamilton, who could see even more opportunities to create turnovers and pressure the quarterback if the offense sustains longer drives. The addition of Lindstrom could be the catalyst for a more balanced team, one that controls the game, wears down opponents, and creates a more predictable game plan for the coaching staff. On the playoff picture, the Super Bowl odds are already reflecting the potential impact of this move. Currently, the Ravens are sitting at +500 to win it all, which is a long shot but not uncommon for a team that's still trying to find its rhythm. However, if this trade goes through and the team performs as expected, those odds could shoot down to around +700. That's a significant change, and it's all about the added protection and balance Lindstrom would bring. Plus, with the AFC being so competitive, teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and Cincinnati Bengals are all vying for supremacy. The Ravens need to make bold moves to stay ahead. The addition of Lindstrom could be the X factor that pushes them over the top, especially if they can leverage his run and pass blocking abilities to elevate their offensive efficiency, similar to what the Chiefs did with Joe Thuney in 2024, boosting their efficiency by around 13%. The Ravens could see their win probability increase by approximately 24% after the trade deadline, which is critical considering they're in the prime window for a Super Bowl run. This is the kind of move that signals their intent to contend now and for the future. And let's not forget, this move also sends a message to the rest of the league. Baltimore is not just content with being a good team. They're aiming to be elite, aggressive, and strategic in their roster-building approach. The front office is showing that they're willing to make bold, visionary decisions, like trading a first-round pick in 2026, to secure a player who can make a real difference. It's a calculated risk, but one that could pay off big time, especially if Lindstrom helps stabilize the interior line, allowing the defense to get some rest and reducing their points allowed by around 5 per game. That, combined with a more balanced offense, could be the key to sustained success deep into the postseason. Looking ahead, the potential impact of Lindstrom on the Ravens' season is enormous. If he joins the team, we could see a major improvement in run blocking, which would not only help J.K. Dobbins reach 500 yards, but also keep Lamar Jackson upright and healthy, enabling him to extend plays and make those game-changing throws. The team's overall record could easily reach 12-5, giving them a strong shot at the division title and playoff seeding. It's an exciting time for Ravens fans, especially when you consider the long-term implications. Strengthening the offensive line with a player of Lindstrom's caliber sets the stage for a sustained period of dominance, something Ravens fans know well from the glory days of the franchise when they won Super Bowls in 2000 and 2012. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade actually happening and the Falcons' willingness to part with Lindstrom for a first-round pick. But the signs are pointing in that direction, and the Ravens' front office has been known to pull off bold moves before. If they do, it'll be a clear statement of intent, an investment in the team's future and their Super Bowl aspirations. The AFC North is already one of the most competitive divisions in football, featuring teams with potent offenses and stout defenses. But with Lindstrom anchoring the interior of Baltimore's line, the Ravens could tip the scales in their favor and re-establish themselves as the division's dominant force. Now, let's take a deeper dive into the history of the Ravens' offensive line and how Lindstrom's potential addition fits into that legacy. Baltimore has always prioritized a physical, disciplined offensive line, especially during their Super Bowl-winning seasons. In 2000, the team's offensive line was anchored by future Hall of Famer Jonathan Ogden, a dominant presence at tackle, and a versatile group that allowed the offense to control the clock and set up their play-action attack. Fast forward to 2012, and the Ravens had a formidable interior line featuring Marshall Yanda, one of the best guards in the league, and Matt Burke at center, both of whom played crucial roles in protecting Joe Flacco and opening holes for Ray Rice. Yanda, in particular, was known for his toughness, technique, and leadership, traits that Lindstrom also embodies. The Ravens have a proud tradition of having interior linemen who can both dominate in run blocking and provide reliable pass protection. This tradition has not wavered, and the potential addition of Lindstrom, who is often compared to other elite guards like Brandon Scherf and Zach Martin, would continue that legacy. Furthermore, the Ravens' offensive philosophy has always been built around a strong running game, effective play-action passes, and a mobile quarterback who can extend plays. Lamar Jackson's dual-threat ability makes him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. But to maximize his talents, Baltimore needs an offensive line that can hold up in the trenches. Lindstrom's presence would allow the Ravens to run more complex blocking schemes, such as zone and power runs, giving Dobbins and Gus Edwards more room to operate. It would also give Lamar more time to find open receivers downfield, potentially boosting his completion percentage and yards per attempt. Looking ahead to the broader AFC landscape, the Ravens are in a division that has become increasingly competitive. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, have emerged as perennial contenders, with an offense boasting Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. The Cleveland Browns have invested heavily in their defense and have a quarterback in Deshaun Watson capable of making big plays. The Pittsburgh Steelers, with their stout defense and emerging offense led by Kenny Pickett, are also vying for respect. In this context, a move like acquiring Lindstrom could be the difference-maker that helps Baltimore maintain or even improve their standing. Moreover, the AFC playoff picture is shaping up to be fiercely contested. The Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, and Jaguars are all considered Super Bowl contenders, and the Ravens need to be strategic to carve out a path to the championship. Securing a top 2 seed in the AFC would be vital, and improvements along the offensive line could help Baltimore achieve that goal. Better protection for Lamar Jackson could lead to fewer turnovers, more sustained drives, and increased scoring, factors that often determine playoff success. Additionally, this potential trade sparks a conversation about the Ravens' long-term planning. They have been known for their stability and smart drafting, but making a bold move like trading a future first-round pick indicates a willingness to swing for the fences. It shows that the front office believes this window for contention is open now, and that the team needs to make aggressive moves to capitalize on it. Given the team's recent success, reaching the playoffs in multiple seasons under head coach John Harbaugh, this move would be in line with their strategic approach of building competitive teams while maintaining roster flexibility. As we consider the future, the Ravens' development of their young players, such as linebacker Odafe Oweh, safety Kyle Hamilton, and wide receiver Zay Flowers, will be crucial. The addition of Lindstrom would allow these young talents to develop in a more balanced and stable environment, giving them the opportunity to thrive. For example, Zay Flowers, a dynamic rookie from Boston College, has already shown flashes of brilliance. With improved protection and a more consistent offensive line, Lamar would have better opportunities to connect with him on explosive plays. In terms of team chemistry and locker room culture, adding a player of Lindstrom's caliber and leadership qualities would bolster the team's identity. The Ravens have always valued gritty, disciplined players, guys who work hard and lead by example. Lindstrom, known for his professionalism and work ethic, would fit right into that mold, helping to elevate the entire offensive unit and setting a standard that could influence younger players. From a statistical standpoint, The potential upgrade in offensive efficiency could be significant. If Lindstrom's addition helps the Ravens increase their average yards per game from 340 to around 355, and their points per game from 24 to over 27, that would translate into more wins and better positioning in the AFC standings. Additionally, an improved run game could push Dobbins closer to his career-high yardage, possibly exceeding 400 yards, and increase Jackson's rushing yards, which have been a hallmark of his game. On the defensive side, with a more potent offense controlling possession and time of possession, Baltimore's defense could see a reduction in fatigue-related mistakes, leading to fewer big plays allowed. The synergy between offense and defense is crucial in the NFL, and a balanced, dominant team is often the one hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. Finally, looking at the historical context, the Ravens have always been a team that emphasizes the importance of the trenches, those battles in the line of scrimmage that dictate the outcome of games. From their Super Bowl victories in 2000 and 2012 to their reputation as a team that plays tough, physical football, this philosophy remains unchanged. Adding a player like Lindstrom, who embodies those qualities, would be a continuation of that tradition and a message to the league that Baltimore is committed to winning at the highest level. In conclusion, Ravens fans, this is a story to watch closely. It's a move that could reshape how we view our team's chances this season and beyond. The combination of Lamar Jackson's dynamic playmaking, a bolstered offensive line, and a strategic approach to roster building could be the recipe for a deep playoff run and a shot at bringing another Lombardi home. The Ravens are making bold moves, and this Lindstrom trade, if it happens, might just be the catalyst we've been waiting for. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the news, and get ready for what could be a historic season for the Baltimore Ravens. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Lindstrom move? Do you think it's the right step to push the team over the edge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. This is a team on the rise, and with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever. Let's go Ravens!